over 1,000 graduates, 100 community projects, studying things like integrity, accountability, congruence, all those things that really matter, principled leadership, and thousands of hours of volunteer time annually. That's Leadership Long Beach, and we've got a lot to celebrate tonight. 25 years of Leadership Long Beach helping our community. Tonight is the culmination of a year-long celebration of this incredible institution. And tonight we're hoping to further instill in each of you the pride you have being associated with Leadership Long Beach and to brag about our accomplishments of the past year and the accomplishments from years past. And of course, celebrate 25 years of bringing leaders together for the betterment of our community and of course ourselves. The 1,000+ graduates from the Leadership Long Beach Institute, Executive Quick Start, and Youth Program, they've come from many different backgrounds, industry, points of view, but they all share a passion for this community and a desire to see it become the best it can be. We also share a lot of common experiences. We've worked on principles and principle-centered leadership. We've met and engaged leaders in the community. We've been to the mountain, and we've climbed the wall. Yeah. There's a practice one back there, but Westerly's insurance doesn't cover the wall, so please don't try to climb it. So, there's been a lot of people saying hello to each other and good to see you again, but now let's take one moment, look at the person next to you, shake their hand, and say thank you for making Long Beach a better place. Thank you for helping our community.
I think that Leadership Long Beach is probably one of the most important organizations we have in the city because it trains leaders for the city. It gives them a broad background of what's going on, knowing the people in it and what makes it function, and learning leadership skills. When I was in office, I utilized the alumni list when I looked for people to be on commissions that had specialties. So it's an organization that I am so pleased is in Long Beach, and to think I was around when they first started, and to think it's gone on 25 years is kind of alarming, but they've really added to the community.
I have been not a part of Leadership Long Beach, but kind of really for just better than 20 years now. I've helped teach some of their classes. I've presented a number of classes, and I've obviously worked with a ton of the alumni. There's so many leaders in our city today who've gone through this program. It's just an excellent way to learn the city. And since I'm from the Gazette, I had to learn the city quickly. So I hope I helped the program along just a little bit.
Well, first of all, I want to say happy silver anniversary to Leadership Long Beach. There has been just a tremendous change in Long Beach because of all the people who've been involved for so many years. People who never knew each other, who got together, better understood each other's needs, and developed projects that have truly been the betterment of Long Beach. Every time I go over the bridge on Magnolia Street, and I know at night it has those beautiful lights, that's one that certainly stands out. But every sector of Long Beach, education, kids, healthcare, government, students, it's all been involving Leadership Long Beach. And keep up the great work. I hope it just continues for many, many, many more years. Thanks so much for all your work.
It was in 1988, Kurt McRae and I had just moved here. Kurt was the incoming president of Long Beach State, and I was the incoming publisher of the Press Telegram. And we got together shortly after we arrived, and we said, where we had come from, there was a leadership program. We thought, maybe this would be good for Long Beach. In our wildest dreams, we never thought 1,000 alumnus, 25 years. It wasn't even, we were just trying to get through the first year, figuring how we were going to do it. But one of the things we did, there were really two things we thought right away. One, we're going to need to get the support of the community. We're going to need not only the heavy lifting from all the people, but we're going to need to get the financial support. But the second thing was really the most important, and that was we need to get a group of people who can help put this thing together and make this successful. And Dennis mentioned a whole bunch of those names. Some of them, unfortunately, are not with us anymore, but there are some key people here tonight. They are the ones who really did the heavy lifting. So I want the woman to my left, Gina Rushing McGuire, was one of the key people, and I'd like you to hear from her. Gina.
Thanks, Peter. Okay. Whoa. We're down here. When Leadership Long Beach was first forming, I was just a baby, okay? Right. I can't believe 25 years ago. At that time, I was heading up a leadership development project for the Junior League of Long Beach, and I was immersed in the leadership literature of the time, reading everything there was to read. And so this was really an accident in many ways of timing, where I was the right place at the right time. And I was invited by Peter and this illustrious committee. I was totally intimidated by this group of men, primarily, that, in my opinion, had so much power. And here I was, but I did know how to do some things. And so what we did was I had the honor of working with two wonderful people, Dr. Curtis McCrae, who was head of Long Beach State at the time, president, and also Dr. Vance Caesar. And many of you may know him. He's a wonderful educator as well. And the three of us did some research on leadership programs throughout the country. We looked at our own city to see how we were different and how we were the same. We created a 10-month program which focused on everything, as you well know, from a kickoff retreat that challenged you in body, mind, and spirit, and then a 10-month program that kind of rolled out where you would learn a lot about the city in which we live. And it was, and then there was the capping project was the class project, which got more and more elaborate over time, but was in its very early stages at that period. Much of that remains the same today. There was a marvelous change that was implemented, though, the very next year, and I believe it was Gail Clock, who was a member of our first class, who implemented that change. And it was bringing Stephen Covey's principled leadership principles forward. And that I think, was just the icing on the cake. So I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so grateful to have had this opportunity. It's so wonderful to be here. Thank you.
Great memories of our class. I guess probably the most exciting part for anybody to go through this is the retreat, where we have the opportunity to bond and build relationships with one another, lasting relationships, because our class just celebrated a little anniversary about 2 weeks ago. So the relationships are the biggest component for me in this whole organization.
My best memory of the class was our weekend retreat to the mountains. Me, Jessica Quintana, is not a camper by far. This was my fear from the very beginning, starting Leadership Long Beach. I shared this with my classmates in the beginning. I was not a camper, but that soon overcome my fears of going camping. I would have to say that the memory that I had of Leadership Long Beach, it so happened to be that was the same weekend that the 9/11 happened in 2002. So it was very sad, but going away with my classmates to the mountains, really overcoming my fears of leaving my family during the 9/11. All of us felt the same, but going together and being at the mountains together, really building our confidence in participating in the free fall, in the climbing, and it was just like the best time of my life. And so I just want to thank my classmates, specifically Randy. He was, my best champion in really helping me overcome some of my fears and doing some of the hanging glides across the the ropes and the truss fall, and yeah, so that was my fondest memories.
It's a great party. And I too, it's so nice to see old friends and to be here. Leadership Long Beach kind of started in 1990, just around when I was the president of the Long Beach Area Citizens Involved, also like yourselves, committed to my community, worked with Barbara Shoag in that year to co-chair the committee to put on the Citizen Police Complaint Commission on the ballot, and then 2 years later, I was elected to the Long Beach City Council, and then 2 years after that began my tenure with Mayor O'Neill, my mayor. You know, your first mayor is always, she's my mayor, you know. You have your mayors, she's my mayor. And it's just wonderful because the people here, the thousands of graduates, you really exemplify, not that they're all here tonight, you really exemplify, you know, the importance of leadership, of commitment back to your community, of giving, of encouraging others, of working with others, of bringing people together. It's just wonderful. I will have one comment, though, about the class of 2003. Art Levine, when I was first running for city council, told me I could never win. Don't do it. It's the wrong thing for you. And so I have to thank my colleague and friend from Cal State Long Beach, Art Levine. But also, Leadership Long Beach I've worked very closely with, and two of my favorite things that I do are partnerships with Leadership Long Beach, and that's because of Helene. You know, Helene Ansel, who was in the class of 95 and then served all those years on the board of directors and never lets me forget the importance of Leadership Long Beach and what it is to our community. And the two signature things that I like to do that I started in the state legislature, one of them, and the one I started is the Young Women's Empowerment Conference at Cal State Long Beach, to bring young women to college as sophomores or juniors in high school, for all the schools to target those that really don't really know what college is all about, and to have a full day of just committed to them, just to get them. And Helene and Leadership Long Beach are partners. We've created that. And then recently, since I've been in Congress, one of the nicest things that when you all come to visit me, you'll have to look at, is we have the Congressional art competition at Long Beach Art for all the high schools, and I partner with Leadership Long Beach there too, to have every student who wants to apply for this, a high school art student, and the winner, and we have 3 Long Beach artists who kind of help us decide, because God knows I may do some things well, but I'm not going to judge an art contest. And the winner hangs in the Capitol for a year. The second place ends up being in my office at Cannon Hall, and so you'll have to visit that too and see that. And the third place one is here in Long Beach, and then they're on, and then we try to get some resources back to their schools for, you know, the importance of art education, and that we don't forget as we focus on everything else, that art is what brings, you know, expresses who we are. And so I'm just really pleased to have that as a partnership, and just to say it's a great organization. All of you do so much, and I'm just pleased to be at the party. Thank you.
You know, I think it was the up at the mountain after all the exercises were done and everybody had gotten comfortable with each other, and that nervousness was broken down, that fear, all of that was just, you know, it was just broken down, and we came together as a team. We believed that we could accomplish, you know, all the things that we set our mind to, not only within the, you know, during the actual class, but, you know, on future projects and things that we were trying to accomplish in our personal lives. So I think that was my best memory.
Oh, I'm very, very proud of Leadership Long Beach. I've watched it grow for about 22 years that we've been here. I know many, many, many of the graduates. I like what they've done here. They have about 1,100 people that have gone through the leadership. Several times I've been a speaker, and they've had a lot of projects that have made a big difference in Long Beach. This is an organization it's certainly easy to be proud of, and I am very proud of the organization.
This is such an exciting event. 25 years, it is amazing. I am so proud to be part of the inaugural Leadership Long Beach class. And at the end of the year, we all said we are the best class of Leadership Long Beach, and it was true. We didn't have much competition. It's my honor and privilege to be part of this organization and see it change and grow over the years. Over the past 20 years, we've seen many, many changes, some bumps in the road, but there's so many constants that are still with us today that were there when we first started our class in 1989-90. It was a great 9 months of programming that challenged our assumptions, increased our understanding of our city, and most importantly, created friendships and bonds with our classmates. For many, it was the first introduction to servant leadership, leading a new way to embrace our community engagement and community service, and knowing that everyone we meet from that time forward we have a common core of values and a common language. Leadership Long Beach is here today because of all of you in this event, at this event today. This is definitely a volunteer-driven organization, as Dennis has said. It's driven by a committed board of directors and an amazing group of volunteers. I especially want to thank this year's board of directors for having the vision to really put this 25th year celebration together. It's because of all of you here tonight that really make our city great. Thank you all. And I want to congratulate our newest class of Leadership Long Beach. And I invite you to stay closely connected to Leadership Long Beach and take on that role of servant leadership. Thank you.
What a marvelous anniversary we get to celebrate here today because of that commitment. And thank you to all the alumni of Leadership Long Beach. What a special city we have, don't we? I mean, we have such a unique place, and I will tell you, as we continue to grow and to reach out to the other communities that surround us, they begin to start to understand Long Beach and appreciate us. I had the privilege here, let's see, about 5-6 months ago to bring a group out of Newport Beach, 40 top business leaders out of Newport Beach. And I said, we're going to Long Beach for the day. My script in my head was my city tour from 25 years ago from Leadership Long Beach. And as I brought them here, we went through the city, we went through the colleges, we were on a bus, we had the police officer talking to us, we did it all. We went through the ports, and they walked away and they said, I never knew. We have such a fabulous city here, and we've been so blessed. And I thank you for your commitment. I congratulate that 2014 graduating class. We are proud of our city, and so grateful. So thank you. Let's keep up the good work.
I think the moment that sticks out in my mind as being an outstanding memory is walking the high-wise. I had fear of height, and the amount of trust that we put in each other, that I was able to do that with a partner, and the bonding and the relationships that was established at the retreat.
For me, I just learning all the different aspects of the city, but the best memory is really just being able to work together with passionate leaders, and my current project that I'm working on for the community, working with Long Beach middle schools and being able to work for other great leaders and getting something done for the city.
Here we go. Help me welcome the class of 2014. Josh Butler from Habitat for Humanity of Greater Los Angeles. Natalie Chan, City of Long Beach Public Works. Hallie Jane Culpepper, Organized to Design. And New Mama. Sean Devereaux, Aquarium of the Pacific. Pasan Chanu, Cambodia Town, Inc. Jessica Darren. Amy Erickson, Peppered Up Foods. Teresa Gomez, City of Long Beach Human Dignity Program. Eric Gray, ITO Solutions. Moy Hernandez, Salvation Army. Christine Houston, Port of Long Beach. Pedro Jimenez, Westerly School. Ashley Lynn Jones, Northrop Grumman. Evan Kelly, EPK Vision. Michelle Kiss, CSU Chancellor's Office. Jacqueline Klein, the Boeing Company. Brad Laskowski, Long Beach Medical Care Health Services. Long Beach Memorial Medical Care. Kevin Lee, Long Beach Transit. Alexis Lewis, Colonial Life Insurance. Our second Michael Lewis, this is Michael D. Lewis from the Boeing Company. Maria Magallanes, CDR Financial Services, Inc. Mark Magdaleno, City of Long Beach, Councilwoman Suja Lowenthal's office. Jason Mather, King's Church. Gonzalo Medina, Long Beach Fire Department. Eric Miller, Operation Jumpstart. Christopher Morgan, Long Beach Police Department. Jerry Mosley, Long Beach Fire Department. Miles Nevin, CSU, California State Student Association. Melody Noe Tu'u Hola'aki. Practice out. Precious Quervin, Providence Hospital, Little Company of Mary. Brina Marie Romero Montano, Rueda Media. Trinka Rousel, Junior League of Long Beach. And Nancy Wise, Long Beach Memorial Occupational Medical Services. Trinka Rousel, Junior League of Long Beach.
And my favorite memory of the class is just the fact that we've been able to bond. We all work outside community events. We participate with each other. We just have a remarkable bond that we continue to grow with one another.
The thing I learned the most was about leadership in action. If you see it, something needs to be done, don't wait. Take the initiative and have a good time, but leadership in action, being able to share the wealth of knowledge and information with others.
My best memory from Leadership Long Beach came right at the beginning, actually. It was during the retreat up on the mountaintop, and we were attempting to go over a giant obstacle, and we decided that everyone was going to go over, and then we were trying to decide who was going to be the last one to go over because it was really difficult, and it was very high. It's like 15 feet or something like that, and no one really knew who was going to do it, and one of our class members, his name is Warren, Warren Hughes, pointed at me and said, "We're all going to go over, and then Ryan's going to jump and be the last one." And he pointed at me like that. And I wasn't sure that I could do it, but I just said, okay, because he had the confidence in me to point at me and say, "You were going to do it. We believe in you. You can do it." And I wasn't sure that I could do it, but that confidence drove me to give it my all. And with my last bit of energy, I made it over that wall, and it was the best feeling in the world to make it over, and also to know that somebody had that confidence in me to tell me that I was going to be able to do it. And I did. Here we are.
The strongest memory is definitely from the mountain when we had to do all the ropes and the fall and all that kind of stuff. The thing I learned the most, I think, is about myself. I really remind myself that I can do it, and I definitely believe I can do it now.
Late nights were had thanks to the pastor in our class that taught us how to play Mafia. We had the greatest retreat team that lifted us up and made the experience a memorable one, as long as they were awake. Indeed, we conquered the wall. Much thanks to our 6'3" fire engineer to the rescue. Most importantly, we grew. We were ready to return and conquer the world, and that we began to do. Participating in over 60, yes, I logged them, events outside of class days, we have continued to bond and support one another. We have become carpool buddies, gym partners, and shoulders to lean on. We know who always has food stashed away and who is always on the hunt for coffee to stay awake. We have had new bundles of joy, marriages, engagements, promotions, awards, and with that comes some of life's other challenges. We have also lost several loved ones. We have had a year of leaning on each other through the ups and downs, and I couldn't have asked for a better family than that of class of 2014 to do it with. I am thankful and honored to be part of the class. Thank you for being a support system to allow us as individuals to develop at various levels, especially while we work tirelessly through our group projects. Hang on, Amor, I have one more week for RoboBullDose. We couldn't have had this amazing experience without your support, and that includes thanks to Jeff, Oscar, the retreat team, and all the alumni that have popped into our class days, reached out to share and help. We are thankful for you. I encourage each of us to continue to push forward, seek, and engage, for this is only another mark in our journey of life. Remember to be the change you want to see. We have had a year of leaning on each other through the ups and downs, and I couldn't have asked for a better family than that of class of 2014 to do it with. I encourage each of us to continue to push forward, seek, and engage, for this is only another mark in our journey of life. Remember to be the change you want to see.
We've been to the mountain, and we've climbed the wall.